Hello and welcome! The Nintendo 3DS is home to many great digital games, from Nintendo games to indie titles to the Virtual Console. While unlike the Sony PSP and Vita, which allows you to install your games across multiple systems, the Nintendo 3DS eShop games are sadly locked down to not just your account, but to the physical systems your account is linked to. And if anything was to happen, you'll need to contact Nintendo's support to switch your systems around. But fortunately, the homebrew community has a simpler solution, and today I'll show you how to back up your eShop games. But first, a message from us at 16-Bit. Today's video is sponsored by us at the 16-Bit store. Organize and display your games and systems with our 3D printed display stands. They are designed and printed by us to fit your games and systems comfortably so they can be displayed beautifully. They're available now at the 16-Bit store, so if you're interested, why not check them out from the links in the description. As a quick reminder, the purpose of this video is to show you how to back up your Nintendo eShop games for your own personal use. You are not allowed to share your backed up games with your friends or to sell your backup games on eBay, as that is considered piracy, even if you are just selling a 3DS that just happens to have those games on it. It's still piracy. If you wish to learn more about the legality of software backups, please check out our video or extra credits video about the subject, as it goes into more details. Links will be provided below or in the cards. So, what will you need in order to back up your eShop games or applications? Well, you're obviously going to need a modified Nintendo 3DS with God Mode 9 and FBI installed on it. You will also need to download the eShop game, which you'll need to back up. Once all that's ready to go, let's back up our games. You're first going to need to turn off your Nintendo 3DS and turn it back on again while holding start in order to boot into God Mode 9. Once you've booted into God Mode 9, we are going to go into the main SD card by going into a SysNAND SD. Here we'll be presented a bunch of options, but we're going to highlight title, and once done, instead of pressing A to go into it, we're going to actually press R then A. This will bring us an option menu, and we're going to go into the search for titles. Start the search, and when it's done, it'll tell you how many game titles that you have installed on your device, and press A to go and see the list. Here you'll see all the installed titles on your Nintendo 3DS, so find and select the game that you want to back up and press A on it. A new option menu should have opened up on the lower screen. In that menu, select the TDM file options and select Build CIA. From here, we're going to select Standard CIA and wait for the process to finish. Legit CIAs only work with titles that were pre-installed on the system, I think, and will only be able to reinstall on the system you got it on, I think. It's not really clear what a legit CIA is. All I know is if you do build it, it will only work on the system that you backed it up from. A standard CIA is sort of like a free key, and you can install it on any system that you want after the fact. So, once your CIA has been built, it will be located in the GM9 out folder, and when you're done, just back out of that menu, select the next game, and back that up if you need to back up more games. You can keep backing up as long as you have storage for it. Now, if you want to back up your eShop games so you can use them in emulated software like RetroArch, or without installing it in Citra, go back into the DDM file options and select the Dump CXI and DS file options instead. This will create an executable file that can be read by both emulation softwares, and when it's finished dumping, it will also be located in the GM9L folder. Once all your backups are done, don't forget to plug the SD card into your computer and back it up on an external device so you don't have to go back into the menus and do it again, or in the case that your 3DS does get wiped, you still have access to your software. And now that you're done backing up all your eShop games, what can you actually do with them? Well, with the CIA files, you can install them with software like Citra, or you can reinstall them onto your 3DS with Homebrew app FBI and do whatever you want with it after that. Doing this is more peace of mind if you're aiming just for backups. And if you did back up the CXI format, it's just a little easier to run it on more homebrew software other than Citra, like RetroArch. Don't forget that you can also back up your save files too with Checkpoint and FBI if you wanted to do that as well. But the big reason why I actually backed up my eShop games was more so that I can poke around the insides of my virtual console titles to see what I can unearth. But we'll leave what I found for another video. But anyways, thank you ever so much for watching. Hope you found this video helpful. And as always, take care. And don't forget, every Friday there will be a new poll for the 16-bit viewer special. Vote for which games you want us to review on this channel's community tab. Links will be provided below.